Hello, welcome to Boys Town. It's a cloudy, cold day here in the village of Boys Town, but it's nice and warm and bright here in our Hall of History Museum. It's actually an award-winning museum. And here in the museum every year we highlight Christmas at Boys Town. And we want to really feature the artwork that our children have created over the years. And so here in the Hall of History, at Christmas time, we put up our trees. You just saw a little bit of one of our trees here, and we decorate them with special artwork. And this whole tree that we have here in the Hall of History is decorated with artwork that was created by our boys and girls here at the village of Boys Town over the years. We have some of the Christmas cards that they've created over the years with different subjects and categories. You can see they actually did Christmas ornaments, the Christmas balls, painted them with different themes and stories. Some have the BT for Boys Town, and some are Santa. Some have angels on them, all different types of themes and concepts. We have these beautiful little stars. These are actually created for us with the German American Society here in Omaha. They came out one year and they taught our boys and girls how to fold and create these stars. And so the kids love to do that. So we have some of those stars left over. And then the kiddos created some special corsages for us too that were reused at different events here in the village of Boys Town also. So it's just an amazing assortment of artwork created by the boys and girls over the years that we display on this special tree called our Children's Artwork Tree here in the Hall of History. And throughout the Christmas season, we're doing all types of events here in the Hall of History, engaging our boys and girls who live with us, and then the public that comes and visit. We have crafts that kids can come and do here in the museum. They can make Christmas ornaments here, and they can put them together. Here on this special table, they can come and they can make a snowman or a reindeer, all different types of artwork here in our little Santa workshop area we have in the Hall of History. And we also have a special display on Hanukkah, because we celebrate Hanukkah here in the village of Boys Town, and children can come and learn about the dreidel, how to play the dreidel, and what it represents. And actually here in the village of Boys Town on December 21st, we're going to have the Hanukkah parade. Now be taking place here at 3:30, and the public is invited to come out and celebrate the Hanukkah holiday here in the village of Boys Town at our Hall of History Museum, where the parade will begin. We have a little tree here with some of the ornaments kids can make when they come here to the Hall of History. You can see they can make snowmen and reindeer, and we have some more of those beautiful folded stars that were created by our boys and girls here in the village of Boys Town. It's quite an art to fold those. And when the German American Society came and showed us how to do it, it was actually on a summer day. It was 100 degrees outside, and we had the boys and girls sitting and folding and creating these stars. We actually discovered the kids who loved to do it were the boys. They sat for hours and just folded and created these stars. And they created boxes of them. So we still use them now throughout the village of Boys Town, decorating our trees and celebrating the holidays. Also here in the Hall of History, we're going to have story time, where we're going to have kids can come, and we're going to be reading storybooks here about the Christmas holiday. And we have it on set dates on December 12th and December 16th. So you're more than welcome to come out and join us here in the Hall of History and hear a little story time with the Christmas story here in the village of Boys Town. And again, it's such an important event here in the Christmas time at Boys Town, because many of our boys and girls have never had Christmas before. So that's why we go out of our way to really celebrate the holiday. And every year the kids create artwork, and we're going to see some more of it here in the Hall of History. But I want to show you some of these special posters. These were artwork that was created by our boys and girls, and this artwork was selected to be sent out to our donors and our supporters. So some of you who are supporters of Boys Town might be receiving some of these images in a Christmas card from the home. And this is part of the project that the kids work on here, is expressing themselves in a positive way. So this is some of the children that were selected. About 12 of them were selected this year to represent the village of Boys Town and Boys Town itself. They have different themes: snowman, Father Flanagan, just all different types and concepts. Again, all part of that idea of having the children express themselves in a positive way. And throughout the Hall of History, we have special displays at this time of the year too. And we have a special one on trains. And that's because Father Flanagan traveled by train, and here in the village of Boys Town, that's how the troop would travel when they went across the United States. And for many years, our sports teams had to travel by train. And this is actually one of the trunks that was used by our traveling troop back in the 1940s. The boys had to travel by train across America to find other teams to play. And this is the train, the big big suitcase or the big trunk here. They'd fill it full of their shoes and their equipment, and they head off and they go to Detroit, and they go to Boston, they go to Rochester, New York, different places. And they partly did that because local schools didn't want to play us here in Omaha because we had mixed race teams. And so they'd have to travel, usually Catholic prep schools, to play other schools. And we only have 2 of these trunks left. And this one was found at our field house back a few years ago. And we moved it over here to put it on display. And then we have our train display here. Because in the village of Boys Town, back in the 1950s, the kids would live in cottages here in the 50s and 60s. They'd have huge contests and see who could decorate their cottage the most elaborate for Christmas. And usually trains were part of it. And you'd go into the cottages and the boys would have huge train sets underneath the Christmas tree and huge nativity sets, all part of that idea again, learning about Christmas. And they would celebrate 12th night. And 12th night was a huge event here in the village of Boys Town where from December 25th to January 6th, every day there'd be a special event. They would go to the field house and watch a movie. They would go to other places on campus, have indoor canoe races in the pool, just everything you can imagine to keep 900 boys busy here in the village of Boys Town. You can imagine what a Christmas was like. But this train set represents the train sets the kids would have had here in the village of Boys Town. And we got it up and we got it working. And I'm going to run it here for a second. I got to make sure I don't break it. I'll get in big trouble here. But people can actually come and see the train set working here in the Hall of History, just like the train sets would have had back in Father Flanagan's time and all the way through the 40s and 50s. Actually, if you actually come, we have a little candy for the kids being nice, and we have a little coal area for those who maybe aren't being too nice. But that's all part of the idea, too, and here in the village of Boys Town. Kids can come and they can celebrate and learn something new. And so this train set was given to us by a donor. And we're very lucky that we have it because we have various train sets throughout the village of Boys Town. But this is one that a donor sent to us along with the figures and also a little train station too. So we're always looking for special donations that can be used for our boys and girls here in the campus in the village of Boys Town. And it's all part of the idea again that Christmas time in Boys Town is a special time. And some kids have happy memories and some not too happy memories of Christmas when they come here, but we make sure they have positive memories when they're living with us here in the village of Boys Town. And we're going to go up front now to our front gallery, because in our front gallery we have even more Christmas art that was created here. Because the first Christmas Father Flanagan had here at Boys Town back in 1917, the first meal was a barrel of sauerkraut. You maybe have heard that famous story. That's because he had no money at Christmas time, and a local businessman donated a barrel of sauerkraut, and one of the boys who lived here, his mom made a big bowl of spaghetti. So the boys had spaghetti and sauerkraut as the first meal here at Boys Town. And those boys were so happy to get that because they were off the streets, and they finally had someplace safe and warm and someone to protect them, Father Flanagan. But then from there, the Christmas events here at Boys Town became even more elaborate. And Father Flanagan would personally decorate the Christmas tree every year for many, many years in the village of Boys Town, all the way through the 1920s into the 30s. Eventually, the boys moved into cottages, and then they'd have their own trees, and then Father Flanagan would go and visit them every Christmas morning. And we have many stories of him coming into the dormitories, and you'd find him sitting on the floor with the boys, playing with their games and helping them put their toys together because he loved Christmas. And many of the cottages and the houses had to wait till Father Flanagan arrived because he wanted to be there when they got to open their gifts. And in the Hall of History, we have this beautiful blue tree, blue and silver. This was donated by our Boys Town Auxiliary Society back about 10 years ago now. And they gave us this beautiful tree with the gold and blue and silver representing our colors of blue and white here in the village of Boys Town. We're very lucky they did that for us, and we put it up every year to celebrate that and that special connection that they have here with the village of Boys Town through the Alumni Association. Because again, many of them would not be celebrating Christmas holidays with their families, the traditions they had learned here in the village of Boys Town. And we'll come into our gallery up front here, and we can see some of our artwork the kids created. Our first set of artwork is kind of unique because Godfather's Pizza is our corporate sponsor for Boys Town. So every year the boys and girls create special Christmas art with pizza on it because they can use that for Godfathers as their potential Christmas card. So it's really interesting to see the artwork and the concepts the boys and girls come up with here. Some use kitties in their productions. They make pizza into a Christmas tree, just a whole variety of special artwork. When we turn the kids loose and say, create artwork with pizza in it for Christmas, you never know what you're going to get. This year in the Hall of History, we have a special art show going on. This is some of the art from a lady named Rosemary Krugler, and she was a great supporter of Boys Town. She had passed away, but before she passed away, she created some artwork for Boys Town, which was sold to help fund programs here. And then her art club said, we want to carry that on. So they created even more artwork. So we have a special poster here talking about remembering Rosemary and what she did here at Boys Town, and talking about her idea of supporting the home and being a good donor, and the artwork that she sent here. We have a list of the other artists, her friends from her class, that sent those in. And then we have some of the artwork here on display in the Hall of History. And guests can actually stop in and they can purchase this art. And all the money from these purchases goes directly to the care of our boys and girls here in the village of Boys Town. And Rosemary represents the thousands, if not millions, of donors across the United States who every year support Boys Town. And we're very appreciative of them. We would not be here today if it was not for those donors. So I want to thank everyone out there who supports and donates to Boys Town, because you make this all possible. In this gallery too, we have some more of the ornaments the kids have made over the years. These beautiful ornaments with different themes. Again, some have snowflakes in them. The second one back here is my favorite because it's got a shamrock on it, naturally, for being Irish. That's one of my favorite ones. And that's, again, shows the delicate artwork the boys and girls create here in the village of Boys Town. And then within this whole room, we have walls filled with all this artwork that the boys and girls have created. The art teachers come to the kids and they say everyone creates what they feel would be a good Christmas image. And then the ones that are selected to be sent out to donors are sent out. But then all the artwork's on display here. And we can tell the boys and girls, all your artwork is on display here in the Hall of History in the museum. And then their family, their guardians, everyone come over and actually see their artwork here. And it's amazing artwork that our boys and girls create. And they're so proud it's on display here. And they can come and they'll tell us stories of their families coming to visit them, giving them positive feedback and how much that makes them feel good. They're doing something positive, being recognized by their families. And too, they can go back and say, I'm actually an artist that has my artwork up in the museum. So not many people can say that. And we have like Santa carrying a young lady, just like our He Ain't Heavy motto here at Boys Town. We have a beautiful cross that one of the boys and girls created here. We have a special God Loves Us, because we promote the faith here programs here at Boys Town. And it's very important for our boys and girls. Many of them have a strong faith living with us here in the community of Boys Town. You'll see the theme and concepts of hope, because many of our boys and girls come here to begin new lives and hope for the future. So it's really important to them that they have that idea that things will get better and they're going to have a good life. This is one of the original artwork that was created, turned into a poster. We saw the big poster in the back of the museum, so we have that on display. We have another one, In Jesus' Name We Trust. That's very important to us. This is a beautiful one, Boys Town. They used all different kind of Christmas themes in it also. And this is another one that was made into a larger poster to be sent out to our donors. It's a prayer by a poem and prayer by one of our boys and girls, incorporating Father Flanagan. We have a concept of He Was Born, made by one of our kids in the grade school area here on campus in our grade school program. We have some, again, that use like Hello Kitty ideas and concepts too, celebrating the different holidays. We have at Boys Town a lot of geese, so our boys and girls actually incorporate the geese into our Christmas display. So we have one with the Boys Town goose. And old Father Peter, that was our director, he loved the geese here, Boys Town. We have a beautiful one on the Holy Family that was done by one of the boys and girls here in the community. And we have a beautiful wreath that was created too. Just some of the beautiful art, again, that was created here in the village of Boys Town by the boys and girls. The Christmas season is in full swing here in the village of Boys Town. Just this past Sunday, we had an event called Christmas in the Village. That's when the boys and girls got to participate in games and different events, and they had a huge pizza party. Then we put on a play for the kids. Santa came and visited. It was a whole Sunday afternoon of special events here in the village of Boys Town. They're next going to have Christmas in their homes with their Boys Town families, and then those boys and girls who can go home are going to go home with their families or guardians to spend the holidays. But about half of our boys and girls actually stay with us here in the village of Boys Town. And then throughout the Christmas season, they'll be doing a version of the 12th night like the kids did back in the 40s and 50s. Every day they'll be going to pizza parties, bowling. There'll be different events to keep the boys and girls busy here in the village of Boys Town during the Christmas holiday. And then everybody returns for New Year's, and they have a big New Year's party and get ready to begin a new year and new days here in the village of Boys Town. And it all goes back to Father Flanagan with his ideas and concepts of celebrating the holiday here for the boys and girls in the village of Boys Town. And throughout the Christmas season, you're invited to come and visit the village of Boys Town. You can visit Father's tomb. You can tour the Hall of History Museum, see this beautiful artwork. And you can go to the Father Flanagan house and see it decorated for Irish Christmas. So you're always welcome to come and visit the village of Boys Town, learn about Father Flanagan's ministry and how he served children and families across the United States and all 50 states for programming every year, every day, helping kids and families. And we want to thank you very much for joining us today and being a supporter of Boys Town and helping us. And if you want to learn more how you can help Boys Town, please go to boystown.org. So thank you very much for joining me here in the village of Boys Town. And Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to everyone out there. And thank you very much for joining us today. And I hope to see you soon in the village of Boys Town.